sealer. Why do they put the sealer down? You know, here in Richmond, they have some pretty severe winters. And what the sealer does, it's like a asphalt protection to preserve the asphalt to keep from having to repave it. It has not been repaved since 1988. This surface has about 14 years of racing on it.
This has long been one of the most competitive tracks on the circuit. That's why this place is full.
Well, we got to get going here.
Get that vortex going.
If we don't get it going, it's the rain's lurking in the background.
The weather radar is pretty clear behind us. This is just remnants of this storm system, and if they hold to their plan, it would be 2 to go right now. And now I see the light is off atop the safety car.
Oh, that means, well, if the light is off on the safety car, we're going to go green.
He's not giving the 1 to go at the flag stand just yet.
Wonder why they don't have the light on. I mean, if I'm a driver, I'm calling my crew chief right now and saying, you know, lights are off. Are we going green?
Caution lights, though, still flashing. And the four-way flashers are on the safety car. As you can see from Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s butt cam.
He bounced back pretty good from that hard hit lick last week. Be up there on that front row and almost captured the pole. And you can see on his windshield there, Mike and Larry, look at that. Got some moisture. He isn't going to like that.
See if they give him 1 to go.
Stop saying it over here. It's probably blowing over the racetrack, but a couple of them now are complaining that they don't want to get started just yet.
That was Ty Norris. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s spotter, and he's given a
2 to go is the indication.
I mean, NASCAR, they will talk to some of the crew chiefs by virtue of talking to the drivers. You know, what do you think about the racetrack? I mean, yeah, Buzz Dalton driving the pace car, he's giving NASCAR feedback, but they want to hear what some of these race car drivers have to say as well.
And you see in those lights, looks like that little bit of a shower has stopped. Racetrack still nice and gray, not that shiny black as if it were wet.
Should be. We're going to go. 1 to go this time.
And the fans are scrambling to find their way to their seats. They'd all been out either sitting in their cars or beneath the grandstand or in shelter.
Or buying souvenirs. I bet it was busy back there when I came through there earlier. Looks like the flagman is going to
hold.
They're not going. They're not going. For the anticipation, just, you know, I'm up here and my heart's pounding just a teeny bit, and I just know what it's like out there in those race cars. You're anxious to get going. You're worried about the track. You're worried about if you're on the outside, can I get down? You've already talked to the guy on the inside of you. Your spotter's talked to his. Will you cut me some slack? Can we make a deal? If you let me in, I'll let you back by me when we get down the back. Lots of things are happening right now before we go green here.
You saw in-car views from Bobby Hamilton, Kevin Harvick, and here Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. We're going to try to put this race again under 1 to go. Nope, yellow flag waving again.
You know, the biggest anticipation, though, Darrell, listening to a lot of these crew chiefs interviews, is not knowing where their race cars at as far as the setup, and we do have 1 to go.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, Larry, I'm not sure exactly how many laps we've run under this condition when they sent the cars off from pit road. These laps did not count, but they are burning fuel.
They count towards your fuel mileage. And here, 3/4 mile racetrack, we normally figure the 3-to-1 ratio. 3 caution or pace laps equal 1 green flag lap. Absolutely, you have to figure it into the equation.
1 car came in and topped off. That was Randy Renfro, who was starting at the back anyway.
Well, that is the penalty for coming in and topping off. You have to go to the rear.
Where he already was.
Yeah, you cannot top off before the green flag.
In Jeff Gordon's pit, scoring monitor and FX TV monitor.
Now, we used to be able to top off before we took green, but they wanted to stop people from coming down pit road and doing that, so.
Hey, pace car off.
It's Saturday night. And in Richmond, Virginia. Let's go.
Be ready.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
All right.
Hold your breath, guys. Everybody down in here nice and clean.
Made it through turn 1 and 2, all clean. Inside line, the one moving right now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, the Budweiser car. He's trapped on the outside. He'd like to get down in front of Matt Kenseth before they get to turn 1.
Jeff Gordon's in the same boat. He's caught up on the outside, can't get down either.
And Steve Park got a great jump from 5th to 2nd. Good, clean start.
Right now we have everybody running around the bottom except for Jeff Gordon in the 24. Looks like Mark Martin in the 6 car. We have single file back to about 20th.
Kyle Petty underneath Jeff Gordon. 7th place.
There's just not a whole lot these guys can do right now, caught on the outside, till they find an opening. The greatest news in the world from the spotter, clear low.
Yeah, and you're just waiting for him to give you a number. Give me a car number I can get in behind.
For 2nd place, that's the battle. Earnhardt Jr. takes it from Park.
That's how you make a lot of your passing, is you out-drag race them down the front stretch or down the back stretch, take that bottom groove getting into the corner, and out-break them getting into the corner.
Well, I tell you one thing, I know it's back in the pack, but Tony Stewart just put a big move on 3 or 4 cars getting down into turn 1. He was down on the apron.
Well, you heard Greg Simpedelli, his crew chief, say we're going to be patiently aggressive. That's what you have to do at a short track. You have to be patient, but right now Tony Stewart's in turn 1. The leader's going into turn 3. He's a half lap down already.
Gordon finally got in line, and now he'll start to work the inside and get somebody moved up out of the way.
We have Kyle Petty in the 45 kick to the high side. Jeff Green in the 30 car. Jerry Nadeau in the 25 car. He was fast in practice as well.
Ricky Craven cleared that group. He's now in the 7th position, right behind the number 12, Newman. You know, of all the multi-car teams that were here, the only multi-car team that qualified its cars close together was Penske, with Wallace 9th and Newman 12th. They're running nose to tail in the top 10. But the other multi-car teams have cars spread out all the way through the field.
And the Penske group was one of the few multi-car teams that both teams came here and tested. Ryan Newman and Rusty Wallace both tested.
Craven under Newman.
Craven's got a fast car. OTIDE looks pretty good tonight.
Craven up to 6th. You see him trying to chase the rear bumper of Rusty Wallace.
And this is not the car that Ricky Craven actually ran at Martinsville so well, but it is the car that he ran very well at Darlington and Rockingham, sitting on both the poles at those racetracks.
And that is a new paint job on there. Brian McNamara, the brand manager of Tide, told me that that's a trick paint job that they came up with. I kind of like it.
Terry Labonte underneath Kyle Petty. Kyle just can't seem to find a home in the low groove as now Mayfield slips underneath and brings Jeff Burton with him.
Yeah, he started in 6. He's all the way back to 13, kicked on the high side. He just can't get to the bottom. Kevin Harvick in the 29 car goes by him.
Yeah, Kyle's got to be so careful. It's tempting to cut down in front of somebody, but if you watch last night's race, you do not want to try that.
You heard the spotter say clear behind the 29 car. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, give me a number.
And Harvick's coming. He started 23rd. He is up to 16th. Ward Burton, the pole sitter, has led all the 10 laps so far. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has moved into 2nd ahead of his teammate Steve Park. And Jeff Burton has come from 21st position. Burton is up to 14th.
I'm really impressed with the job everybody did, getting this thing off, getting going here, and everybody's really using a lot of courtesy.
Yeah, what a difference a day makes.
Oh,
Darryl.
yeah, they saw last night's race.
Harvick and Burton have worked their way up from the mid-20s into the mid-teens, and Kyle Petty, drifting back now, finds a place in line. Dick Berggren,
teammate.
Yeah, started 6th right now. He's deep in the field about mid-pack, Mike, and part of his problem was getting caught on the outside. The rest of the problem was he had to use his brakes a lot, and they are not working according to the way he'd like them to work. This is, according to some of the drivers, the toughest track on brakes. It's not the toughest, it's the second toughest. This guy, car 45, Kyle Petty, having problems with his brakes.
Now, Larry, you know when it's damp like this, brake fluid will pick up moisture, and sometimes when the car's set for a while, that brake fluid will get moisture in it, and it'll cause your brakes to fade.
Yeah, because moisture turns into air, and that's not good for a brake system. And you definitely use more brake getting in the corner here than we do at Martinsville. I know we go to Martinsville, we think about brakes, but you're in such a high rate of speed, and you don't have as low a gear to slow you down. Matt Yoakum, what else is going on with brakes?
Well, Larry, talking about brakes, I was speaking with Jason Shapiro, who is the brake specialist for Tony Stewart. He was commenting on, you could see how many cars as they enter turn 1 are hard on their brakes, the brake rotors are glowing, and it goes back to what Tommy Baldwin told his driver right before the green. Look at this race as a 200-lap race. Anything after that is bonus coverage.
Thanks, Matt. Matt Kenseth has moved to 3rd, displacing Steve Park. Rusty Wallace, here's your leader, Ward Burton. He's led every lap so far in that cat dodge of Bill Davis. "22 laps, the 22 car has led them all. Ward Burton from South Boston winning the pole in this new car, the first in-house short track car, in-house chassis built at Bill Davis Racing. And Randy Renfro is slowing on the backstretch.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
That car looks like it's got like the carburetor is flooding over on it or something, because it just had black smoke pouring out the pipe. Can you believe a caution for no accident?
First time this weekend?
First time all weekend.
Second time. We had a debris caution last night.
Gosh.
We'd had so many wreck cautions, there had to be debris.
Yeah.
Darrell, I think we'll see most of the leaders stay out, but I think the guys at the back of the pack, good chance for them to get 4 tires. Plus, if your car's not handling good chance to get 4 tires and make adjustment. This guy right here, Tony Stewart, he was only 6 seconds from going a lap down back in 32nd position.
And now is when I like to get out of sequence.
Ooh.
This is a great opportunity to get out of sequence.
Well, our leader, Ward Burton, his crew chief, Tommy Baldwin, the king of short pitting, but this would be short pitting.
But I think, again, if you're at the back of the pack, like Darrell's saying, come in and get those 4 fresh tires, your hopes would be then, in another 15 or 20 laps, you get another caution, and that would put you off sequence.
Yes.
We see the back of the field starting to hit pit road, about the back 10 cars.
Sadler, Michael Waltrip, Jimmy Spencer on pit road. Tony Stewart's in, Brett Bodine, Hunt Strickland, Bobby Labonte, Bill Elliott, Rick Mass, and Robbie Gordon. Just gotta love short track Saturday night. Here we are at Richmond International Raceway. Pontiac Excitement 428 laps down. Caution out for Randy Renfro, stopped on the backstretch. And other pit stops, John Andretti, Dale Jarrett, Bobby Hamilton, and Hermie Sadler.
A total of 14 cars.
Steve Burns.
Mike, we've been listening to Jeff Gordon talk to crew chief Robbie Loomis. He says the car is loose getting in, tight from the middle off, but he's a little concerned about feeling a vibration in the brakes. Dick Bergeron.
Matt Kenseth has gone from 7th to 3rd since the drop of the green flag. His problem is under the hood. He said the throttle leakage doesn't feel right to him. He can't pick up the throttle the way he wants to. To Matt.
Dick, Tony Stewart gave up the 32nd position. Not a bad move at all, because his car was tight up off the corner. He said it was just killing him on exit. They made a track bar and wedge adjustment. Greg Zippinelli banking on pitting now, kind of short pitting for track position later when the leaders have to pit.
And after pit stops, he's 32nd.
Yeah, and that brake vibration, that's just like in your passenger car. When you stand on the brakes a little too hard, you'll get some buildup from the pads on the rotor, and then when you put the brake on next time, it wants to vibrate. It'll shake the pedal under your foot. That can get to be a problem.
How about we stand on the volume control?
I got mine now turned up.
How about 34,000 horsepower? Let's crank it up.